challenges are opportunities to grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Every challenge in the world, whether I'm working with a professional athlete or I'm working with an executive or a stay-at-home mom, when we get that idea in that a challenge is the only way to grow, it really is the only way to grow. The comfort zone, there is no growth. We know that.
Absolutely.
It's not that the comfort zones are bad. I mean, we should sit in a comfort zone and thank ourselves for being brilliant enough to get up every day and meditate or whatever it is that's a comfort zone for you. But then when I ask an entrepreneur or an athlete or a stay-at-home mom or dad or whatever, like, how do we turn what you're facing right now into something good? How do we change that terminology? And I want to say something, Chad, that's so important. It cannot be done only via your thoughts. You will never change a belief of fear, insecurity, overwhelmed by your thinking alone. The brain is not capable because of something called the amygdala, which we can get into down the road. But, you know that whole adage, a dog chasing its tail. So someone is in anxiety, someone's in worry, someone's in all of those kind of things, And so what we want to say is, okay, what is that thing that's creating anxiety, worry, overwhelm? And how do we look at that as something with potential good, even if we don't know what's on the other side of the mountain? With potential good. Last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to actually allow, ladies and gentlemen, Chad to speak during his own podcast. It'll probably come up in a little while, so hang in there. You'll hear from your host. But Alan Watts, one of the greatest Buddhist teachers ever, has a quote that is so awesome. He says, all the anxiety in the world will never improve what you're currently facing.
Wow, that's amazing. That. Yeah. And you spoke about the disconnect sometimes between people's thoughts and their reality. It really has to come into action, as you said. And I love what you said about challenges. It's clear you have risen to the challenge multiple times over and not only grown and had growth opportunities for yourself, but brought those opportunities to others. I really want to now dive right in and let's get into the book, because the book is fantastic and it really addresses some important topics and things that have really become focal in our society today, because we all look up, even if we're not a professional athlete, these people are our mentors. They're our role models. They're the people that we look up to, and they're really starting to expose us to what their life is like and start to share what the impact is of the things that they face and how we should all be able to process those things in our own life. So what you really focus on in the book is you're addressing the dual challenges of mental health and physical health that, according to ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine, more than 35% of elite athletes are grappling with these issues. What motivated you to tackle this complex issue, and what unique insights can readers expect when they get their hands on Mental Mastery and Maximum Performance?
Well, Chad, the first thing that you said that I want to back up on is that when we wrote the book, it was really for professional athletes and high college elite athletes only. And what we found is we're getting all these everyday people that aren't athletes that are reading the book going, oh my God, I had no idea that Greg Louganis, the Olympic diver, went through this. I had no idea that the heavyweight boxer Deontay Wilder is so involved in meditation and personal growth. So we're having everyday people like me and you, non-professional athletes, reading the book and going, oh my God, this is amazing. But one of the things I love about this is that if a person can get into their mind and let's say compare themselves with a Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was out of basketball for a year, supposedly, after a major knee blowout. Just as he was about to come back, he blows out his Achilles tendon. This is a professional athlete that has everything on the line and is questioning, especially, can you imagine after the second injury where he's going to be out year number 2 now? Then we see that he came back. And if you ever want to Google any interviews with Klay Thompson, they're amazing. He gets emotional. He talks about how difficult it was. And when he had a fear, he went into deep depression. He isolated himself. He did all of this. But why is this important for the everyday reader? Because when you go through those challenges and you come out the other side and you think of someone like that who was lost, depressed, confused, making millions of dollars a year, but still lost, confused, depressed, and he came out of it. Well, how did he come out of it? He came out of it by reaching out and asking for help. He knew he could never come back from the mental part of the rehab, Chad, as much as he could from the physical without help, and a lot of the athlete stories we tell in the book are Exactly that. So you mentioned a study that is crucial to me. And when you asked me, how did this all come together to write the book, because my sports psychology degree was in, 1983, so it's been a long time. I've worked with athletes. Why would someone wait 40 years to write a book on this? And that study that you told is the reason why. When I saw the American College of Sports Medicine say that 35% of elite athletes have no control over anxiety, depression, eating disorders. Think about this. And I could tell you a ton of athletes I've worked with severe eating disorders. And then we have PTSD, and then we have a lack of confidence. We have individuals being traded and not knowing, are they going to start? They were starting last year. Are they going to start here? Are they going to come off the bench, right? So we wrote it because of that study. But here's the thing, Chad. In our private practice, we believe that number is super underreported for a very good reason.